Once upon a time, dinner didn't need to be gourmet. It just needed to jiggle, stretch a dollar, or make the kids laugh. Welcome to the world of old-school Betty Crocker cookbooks, where recipes were bold, bizarre, and baked with love. From meatballs with rice spikes to frosted sandwich loaves. These 27 dishes defined a generation, and we're bringing them back one strange bite at a time. Number 1. Frosted Sandwich Loaf, first up. This one looked like dessert until you sliced into it. The Frosted Sandwich Loaf was Betty Crocker's take on fancy party food. Using white bread, you'd slice the loaf horizontally and fill each layer with a different salad. Tuna, egg, ham, even pimento spread. Then you'd frost the whole thing with whipped cream cheese like a cake, sometimes tinted pastel pink or green. People decorated these with piping and served them with lemon wedges. Some called it a masterpiece, others a crime. But no one ever forgot it. Number 2. Pineapple cheese salad mold. The pineapple cheese salad mold. It jiggled, it confused, and somehow was called salad. Made with lemon Jell-O, crushed pineapple, shredded cheddar cheese, and sometimes a scoop of cottage cheese. This bright yellow wobble showed up at every church potluck like it belonged there. You'd unmold it onto iceberg lettuce, top it with a cherry or even mayonnaise, and just call it dinner. Even people who hated it still took a slice, mostly out of curiosity. Number 3. Tomato aspic ring with cottage cheese center. Now let's talk about tomato aspic. Maybe it's the most elegant dish to ever smell like V8. Made from tomato juice, lemon, and unflavored gelatin, it's set firm and glossy in a ring mold. And right in the center, a scoop of cottage cheese, looking proud. This wasn't made to taste amazing. It was made to stand tall and show that you had taste, or at least a good mold. Number 4. Cottage cheese and pineapple mold. Think of this one as the healthy cousin. Cottage cheese and pineapple mold. Still Jell-O, still wobbly. But this time, it was lemon gelatin, cottage cheese, and crushed pineapple. The version meant to say, look, we're trying to eat light. You'd see it on buffet tables between deviled eggs and cold cuts, maybe topped with mandarin slices or a sad scoop of mayo. It was a salad, but it also kinda wasn't. Number 5. Apricot gelatin ring with chicken salad center. Apricot Jell-O in a ring mold, and right in the middle. Mayo, celery, chopped chicken. Maybe a few pecans if you were fancy. Last in our gelatin adventure, the apricot gelatin ring with chicken salad center. Yes, this one mixed sweet canned fruit with savory chicken salad. It was sweet, it was savory, and it confused just enough people to become a hit at office parties and baby showers across America. Number 6. 7-layer supper. Let's start this section strong with the legendary 7-layer supper. This casserole wasn't about flavor complexity, it was about structure. Raw sliced potatoes, onions, seasoned ground beef, corn, canned tomatoes, green beans, and finally, creamed soup poured right over the top. Predictable, practical, and it could feed 6 with just one shopping bag. You built it in a glass dish so people could admire the stripes before digging in. Number 7. Hot dog crown casserole, broiled until brown. Glorious, weird, and 100% kid approved. Next, the majestic hot dog crown casserole. A surprise layer of canned veggies in the middle. And then, the crown. Mashed potatoes on the bottom. Hot dogs sliced and arranged in a circle like they ruled the meal. Number 9. Cabbage roll casserole. It was casserole, but also art. Simple, soft, satisfying. Bake it till bubbly and golden, then pretend it was complicated. No folding required. It showed up after every Thanksgiving and Christmas. Proof that scraps could still look special with a breadcrumb topping. Turkey divan had a name that sounded elegant, but it was really a leftovers rescue mission. You'd take shredded turkey, frozen broccoli, and pour over a cheddar or mushroom sauce. And if you loved cabbage rolls but didn't love rolling anything, Betty had you covered. This was cabbage roll casserole. All the same ingredients, just layered instead of wrapped. Ground beef, onions, rice, chopped cabbage, tomato sauce. It filled the kitchen with the smell of comfort. Number 10. Peanut butter and pickle sandwich. This one's short and sharp, just like the flavor. Peanut butter and pickle sandwiches. Creamy peanut butter, sliced sweet pickles, soft white bread. That's it. Sweet met salty, crunch met smooth. And somehow, it worked. This oddball combo became a lunchbox regular because it used what was always on hand. And weirdly, it stuck around. Number 11. Boiled egg and sweet pickle sandwich. If that was too weird, don't worry. This one's more familiar. Boiled eggs mashed with mayo and diced sweet pickles, spread on soft white bread. Simple, quick, cheap. It filled you up, stretched a carton of eggs, and tasted like home. It showed up in cookbooks from the 40s through the 70s. And for good reason. It always got the job done. Asterisk, asterisk. Number 12. Pimento cheese on saltines, finally. A southern staple that turned pantry scraps into a crowd pleaser. Pimento cheese on saltines. Shredded cheddar. Mayo chopped pimentos. Spread over saltines like it was an appetizer at a fancy party. Fast, creamy, salty, and surprisingly satisfying. It showed up at church socials, after-school snacks, and late-night fridge raids across generations. Number 13. Porcupine Meatballs. Let us kick it off with the thriftiest meatballs you've ever seen. Porcupine Meatballs. Ground beef, raw rice, tomato sauce, onion powder. That's it. As they simmered, the rice poked out like tiny quills, giving them their spiky name. No eggs, no breadcrumbs. Just pantry basics that turned 1 pound of meat into a full meal with leftovers. They were cheap, clever, and kids loved how weird they looked. Asterisk, asterisk, number 14. Impossible taco pie. Next up, the magic of the impossible pie. Number 15. Chili cheese macaroni bake. No crust needed. You just mix taco seasoned beef, cheese, onions, poured in a Bisquick batter, and baked. Somehow, it settled into its own crust, like it knew what to do. People added olives, chilies, corn, whatever was around. But the best part? You could make it without a single fancy tool. Just pour, bake, and serve. This one was pure comfort in a casserole dish. Chili cheese macaroni bake. Minute rice. Canned chili. Shredded cheddar. Done. This was the dinner of champions. Boiled elbow pasta, canned chili, and a heap of cheddar. Baked until the edges bubbled and browned. It smelled like school lunch, tasted like childhood, and stuck to your ribs like a hug. You could make it in one pan, stretch it over 2 meals, and nobody ever said no 2 seconds. Asterisk, asterisk, number 16. Minute rice with chili and cheese tired after a 12-hour shift. You dumped it all together, stirred once. And somehow it filled the belly like a 3-course meal. Quick, hot, honest, and thanks to Betty, completely guilt-free. Asterisk, asterisk, number 17. Bologna cups with scrambled eggs. Let's start with a breakfast that looked like a diner special, but came straight from your muffin tin. Next, the softest, most comforting breakfast from the Depression era. Milk toast. You'd press slices of bologna into each cup, bake them until they curled into little bowls, then fill them with scrambled eggs and a sprinkle of cheese. Quick, clever, and weirdly cute. Kids loved the shape. Grown-ups loved how cheap it was. It was Betty Crocker's way of making breakfast fun and fast. Asterisk, asterisk, number 18. Milk toast. Let's start with something sweet, creamy. and made with cold rice. You'd toast some stale bread, soak it in warm milk, and sweeten it with a little sugar or cinnamon. If you were feeling savory, you'd skip the sugar and add salt and butter instead. It wasn't fancy, but it was warm, filling, and made you feel like someone cared, even when the pantry was empty. Number 19. Broiled grapefruit with maraschino cherry. This next one had drama. Broiled grapefruit with a cherry on top. You'd slice a grapefruit in half, score the segments, dust it with brown sugar, and pop it under the broiler until it bubbled. Then place a bright red maraschino cherry right in the center. It looked like sunrise in a bowl. Elegant, tart, and just sweet enough to make grapefruit go down easy. Number 20. Glorified rice. Glorified rice was part dessert, part side dish, part mystery. You'd mix cooked rice, crushed pineapple, whipped topping, and mini marshmallows. Sometimes maraschino cherries or fruit cocktail for flair. It sat proudly beside ham, fried chicken, or casseroles at funerals and potlucks. It was sweet enough for dessert, tame enough for dinner, and no one ever said no to it. Number 21. Mock apple pie. This one fooled everybody. Mock apple pie. No apples. Just Ritz crackers, sugar, lemon juice, and cinnamon. Baked inside a pie crust. It mimicked apple texture so well, people had no idea what they were eating until you told them. Born during the Great Depression, revived in Betty's 70s cookbooks, it was frugal, clever, and weirdly convincing. Number 22. Party potato fudge balls. Don't let the name fool you. There's no chocolate here. Party potato fudge balls were mashed potatoes rolled into tight balls, dipped in butter or egg wash, then coated in crushed cornflakes and baked until golden. They looked like candy. But they were warm, savory, and addictive. Some folks stuffed them with cheese or bacon if they had extras. Others dipped them in ketchup. Strange? Absolutely. But they worked. Number 23. Peach whip. Enter. Peach whip. Need dessert in 10 minutes with an empty fridge. You'd blend canned peaches until smooth, fold them into whipped topping, add a dash of lemon juice or gelatin, and chill. Serve it in sherbet glasses, or pour it into a graham crust and call it pie. It was light, fruity, and built entirely from pantry staples, which made it a 1970s superstar. Number 24. Cheese stuffed wieners. Let's begin with Betty's version of dinner in a flash. Cheese stuffed wieners. You'd split hot dogs down the middle, fill them with American cheese and relish, then broil until the edges curled and the cheese bubbled. Fast, melty, and surprisingly satisfying. Kids begged for them. Adults didn't complain either. And it only took 10 minutes and 3 ingredients. Number 25. Wiener Winks. These were Betty Crocker at her silliest. Wiener Winks. Take a slice of white bread, roll it flat, wrap it around a hot dog, and bake until toasty. Optional. Add cheese inside or brush with butter for flair. Sometimes people stood the dogs up like candles for extra drama. It wasn't fancy. It wasn't healthy. Inside the ring, creamed corn or peas or baked beans. But it made kids laugh and made lunch fun. Number 26. Hot dog macaroni crown. And finally, the most dramatic dish of all. Hot dog macaroni crown. You'd mix cooked elbow macaroni with egg and milk. Press it into a ring mold and bake it until firm. Then poke hot dog slices around the edges like sun rays. It was part casserole, part sculpture, and 100% Betty Crocker. Number 27. Creamed chipped beef on toast. This one was a staple for soldiers and struggling families alike. Creamed chipped beef on toast, also known by a less polite nickname we won't repeat here. It was made with dried beef, simmered in a thick white gravy, then poured over toast. Salty, rich, and unforgettable. Not because it was fancy, but because it showed up when nothing else did. After the war, it made its way into homes, diners, and school cafeterias across the country. Asterisk, asterisk. These recipes weren't about being fancy. They weren't about impressing anyone. From wobbly Jell-O molds to hot dog crowns, these dishes filled bellies, sparked conversations, and turned pantry scraps into memories. Number 30. Baked bean toast. Last but not least, the quiet hero of busy mornings. Baked bean toast. Toast a slice of white bread. Spoon on some hot baked beans. Maybe add a little cheese and slide it under the broiler. Quick, savory, and ready in under 10 minutes. It wasn't Instagram-worthy, but it was warm, filling, and made one can of beans stretch across the whole family. They were about doing the best you could with what you had, and maybe smiling while you did it. Which one made you pause? Or gag? Which ones do you actually remember eating? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear your stories. And if you enjoyed this blast from Betty Crocker's past, hit that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for more vintage food flashbacks. Because sometimes, a weird little recipe is all it takes to bring the past right back to your plate.